In my family, there is no Thanksgiving without a really good sweet potato pie. And I mean, it's so good, you might as well forget about the turkey. Dessert is what everyone wants anyway, am I right? I am taking a classic sweet potato pie to the next level because my recipe is full of indulgent fall flavors with an extra dose of everyone's favorite campfire treat. You can't have an amazing pie without an amazing crust. You gotta have that incredible, delicious graham cracker. So I'm gonna add this right into our food processor. And here's another thing. If you don't have these available, you can also buy the crumbs right in the grocery store already ready. And you really wanna create some nice crumbs here, pretty fine. So just make sure you get these grinded all the way down. All right, so once you have it all grinded up, we're just gonna add this directly into a large mixing bowl. Get all our crumbs in there. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of granulated sugar. And then we're just gonna whisk all of this together. We wanna make sure that we combine that sugar so you taste it in every single bite of this pie. And once you have a nice mix on that, we're gonna add some melted butter in here so we can actually start to bring this crust together. You can add whatever butter you have in the fridge, y'all, and I know you have plenty of butter for the holidays. And then I'm gonna use a spatula to start to combine everything. We wanna make sure that we moisten all of the graham crackers so it'll stick together and adhere really well. And you can sort of test it by just sort of sticking your finger in, and if you see it starts to actually stick together, it's ready to go. So I'm gonna dump this into a 9-inch pie plate. And then this is when your hands get a little dirty. I'm gonna start to press this right into the bottom of the pan. And just work your hands around and make it as even as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about messing it up. Once you have your pie crust set up in your pie plate, it's time to bake it off. You want to make sure that this sets up and gets a nice golden color. Our pie crust is ready to go in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. Okay, so our gorgeous pie crust is out of the oven, and look at that golden color. I mean, it really just looks so beautiful. We're going to let this cool for a bit while we start working on our filling. So, of course, if you have sweet potatoes for the holidays, you can actually just bake them until soft and use that as a nice substitute as well. But for the ease of this recipe, you can just grab a can of this and it's gonna make your life so much easier. So I'm gonna add this to our mixing bowl. Get all of that in there. And this is crucial because you do not want to use cold eggs for this recipe. You want to make sure that they are room temperature so your pie filling will set up perfectly. And we're also gonna add 1 egg yolk. There we go. And now we're gonna add some dark brown sugar. And I'm just gonna scoop that in, pack it down, and add that right into our mixer as well. And finally, I'm going to add some vanilla extract. You wanna make sure you use the real thing. All right, and we're gonna mix that all together. First, I'm going to add in some cornstarch. And then I'm also going to add in some ground cinnamon. I'm also going to add in some salt. I want to add some cloves, some nutmeg, and some ginger. And seriously, your kitchen is going to smell fantastic. All right, get that nice and mixed in. And then finally, we're going to add in some milk and also some heavy cream. Now, this pie batter is going to seem a little bit thin, but do not worry about it. It's going to bake up like a dream. This is a super deep pie plate, so we're able to get all of the filling in here. I cranked the temperature up to 375 so we get this nice setting of the pie. And we're gonna bake this for about 50 to 55 minutes and then check on it about halfway through. Now our beautiful sweet potato pie is out of the oven, and I've been letting it cool for about 3 hours. And now we're gonna get started on our chocolate ganache, which is going to go right on top of it. So I'm gonna start with our chocolate chips, and I'm gonna add that into our mixing bowl. And then I also have some heavy whipping cream. And that's all it is, y'all. Super easy. And this is going to go into our microwave so we can let that chocolate melt down. So now we're just gonna whisk all of the ingredients together until smooth. This smells amazing. So you wanna let this cool for maybe about 10 minutes, and then you can add it to your pie. And then I'm just gonna take a tiny offset spatula and spread that around. Okay, we've got our graham crackers, we've got our chocolate, and now it's time for our marshmallows. I'm just gonna start adding these right to the top. Have fun with this. I just went with a super classic approach here. I went with just some jumbo marshmallows. I just love how organic and fun this feels, and you know, it really does seem like you're by the campfire. You can also just grab one right off of the pie and just eat it for a snack. You know, win-win. But not quite complete, because we've got to torch these babies. Now, kitchen torch. Most of you may not have this at home, but if you do want to invest in these, it's so much fun. You put this on the table at Thanksgiving and people are going to just gasp. You just can't deny wanting a piece of this, right? Got that chocolate with that mix of those fall spices and that filling, and then that graham cracker crust is just so perfectly crisp. This recipe is so perfect for Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a wonderful one.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.